So welcome, my name is Carsten Lützen. I'm a Scrum Master and Agile Coach. Today's video will be a bit different than what I normally do. So today I'll talk about sprint goals and themed sprints. So traditional, right? When we plan a sprint, we said this is our sprint backlog, this is the stuff that we will look into, which is nice, right? So that happens as a negotiation, so to say, between the PO and the team, the development team that is. Then we also have the sprint goal, this mission for the sprint. What is it that we actually want to achieve? And that is actually a key to something really, really important, if you ask me. So instead of obsessing over the entire sprint backlog, create a clear-cut sprint goal instead. And have that as a guiding star in the sprint of what are we focusing on, what is the most important thing we deliver. Often we tend to have some kind of spillover because we are inherently optimistic, right? And of course we can go into a lot of discussions whether or not that is a dysfunctional part of a team or not. But if we have this sprint goal, right, if people are unsure what they should start on, look at the sprint goal. Take the tasks that deliver into the sprint goal. Because sometimes we have some other stuff right in the sprint, some maintenance or some other small stuff that people would like us to look into. But if we have the sprint goal, we can easily see what is the stuff that I need to focus on and finish first. When we then get to the demo, for instance, to figure out how the sprint went, we can just go through the sprint goal. So let's look at everything that has to do with the first part of the sprint goal. Demo that, review that. Have a discussion around it, showcase it. Hopefully we can say, yes, we did it, nice. Then we can go to the next part of the sprint goal. And then when we've gone through the sprint goal, which can be 2 or 3 small sentences, probably there are some leftovers in the sprint, right? We can go through those now to make sure that everything is reviewed and demoed as we want to. But the nice part is that if for some reason we get behind the curve, so we get a dodgeball, a bug that we need to fix all of a sudden, then we know what we need to focus on. Fix the bug and then continue to add and deliver the sprint goal. Instead of just having team members taking random issues in the sprint because it looks easier to do this compared to this. Of course, the sprint backlog should be prioritized. But that prioritization tends to slip a bit when actually inside a sprint because we committed to deliver the entirety of the sprint backlog. And it's so cool when it happens, but it's not always the case. And that is where these themed sprints, these sprint goals come into play. I can really recommend you to try them out. It's a really, really, really nice tool. That was it for me. So if you have any comments, questions, feedback, ideas for things I should look into, please reach out to me and let me know. Have a nice day.